the first question I asked myself was, when did I first, not when I first meet Linus, but when did I first hear about him? And in 1946, I was sitting in an office in London in the British Admiralty, trying to decide what to do, and wondering whether I should go into what we now call molecular biology. And I hadn't had much organic chemistry in school, so I was sitting there. I remembered there were hydrocarbons and various things like that, but I didn't know what an amino acid was. I mean, my knowledge was at the very elementary level. As you heard, I started off as a physicist, and across my desk came an article, or rather I think an account of an article in Chemical Engineering News, which said, the person had said that hydrogen bonds were very important in biology. Well, I didn't know two things. I didn't know what a hydrogen bond was, and I'd never heard of the author, who had a rather peculiar name. It was Linus Pauling. So that was the first occasion that I came across his name. And then, of course, I asked around, and I found that other people who were not just ignorant physicists like myself knew a lot about him. And at some stage, not long after that, I bought the textbook, General Chemistry, and this was an eye-opener to me, because I had done some chemistry at high school. I hadn't done any at the university. I had done some chemistry at high school, but in those days it was taught really as a lot of things you had to memorize, and a lot of odd things that happened. I exaggerate a little, but remember, it was high school. No doubt later, if I'd gone on further, it would have fallen into place more. But when I read Linus's book, I was very impressed by the systematic way everything was organized. I don't think I ever did learn much of the inorganic chemistry, by the way, but I learned all about the strong bonds and the weak bonds, including the hydrogen bond, of course. And that really is almost, I would say, most of the organic chemistry I know today, and by now I've forgotten it, most of it as well, but what I knew then, I think I got from that book.